go big, little legs. Skinny kid with plenty.
Yo, what's up, YouTube? It's ZTAY, aka Lil Red. We got Redick full Lakers press conference. This thing is 47 minutes. There's no way we're sitting through the whole thing. I am. You're not. We're going to be reacting to it. First thoughts on how I feel. Number one, about JJ signing and what he's got to say. All right, first off, we're 120 into it. This is interesting to me. Listen.
With players here like Max Christie and Jalen Hood-Schifino and Austin Reeves and Rui and Anna.
All right, so he's saying player development. Max Christie, Jalen Hood-Schifino, Austin Reeves, Rui. Basically, Rob Pelinka is saying that's the future of LA. A lot of people on social media, a lot of Lakers fans already given up on Jalen Hood-Schifino. Basically, a lot of Lakers fans already given up on Jalen Hood-Schifino, right? But right here, Rob Pelinka is saying that they're bringing in JJ Redick to develop these young players. The reason I'm so excited about this JJ signing is because I believe he can modernize the Lakers. Interesting, he also included Max Christie, who is actually a free agent right now. So I'm assuming we're bringing him back. I'm really excited to see the growth in him. Hopefully that we're going to develop these dudes and trust them and build the right way, because I think Rob is starting to realize that LeBron and AD are starting to get old. It's time to think about the future, and I'm very excited for that. This is also interesting.
And I think that's going to be something that's really exciting for our fans to see, is how we take a new and unique approach of Lakers excellence.
Okay, basically that just told me that we're rebuilding and we're starting we're doing it the right way. Through the draft, we're doing it through our young prospects. We're building. That is what I want to see. That's what I want to hear, because so many people ask me, ZTAY, what do you want to see the Lakers do? I want to start over. I don't believe we're going to win a championship with LeBron. I know a lot of LeBron fans that are still Lakers fans are trying to build around him. I think we have a chance, slim chance. But I'm more focused as a true diehard Lakers fan to see us start fresh, build from young players, modernize the team. Now, it is kind of scary because it's kind of like, all right, JJ, first-time head coach, come in here and we're going to hand you a very young team with very impatient fans, probably the most impatient fans in all of basketball, and try to build this team from bottom up, rebuild. You guys probably not going to be competitive. Now, obviously, we're going to be competitive with LeBron and everything, but my first worry is the same thing that happened to Luke Walton, Byron Scott. Is we bring in these very exciting young coaches, and then we just give up on them because the fans are so impatient with the Lakers. Before JJ even talks, I just want to say I am very, very, very excited and satisfied with the signing. I know a lot of people wanted Dan Shula. I believe that's how you say his name. My opinion, I already know no college coach is coming to the damn NBA. It's very rare. I wasn't expecting it, and I actually wanted JJ because I've been listening to him for the last 2 years. Yes, he's a podcast, whatever you want to say. He's also coached by one of the greatest coaches of all time in college basketball, Coach K, for 4 years at Duke, and he played a really long career, successful career in the NBA. And I didn't really, know how smart he was until I've been listening to him the last couple seasons. He taught me a lot. So I'm so excited that we got JJ Redick. I do think that we do need to get people around him, though. We need to get experienced assistants. I know they're talking about Rondo. That kind of scares me a little bit because that's 2 first-time rookie head coaches. Although we did the same damn thing with Darvin Ham and ended up making it the Western Conference Finals. And I don't even think Darvin Ham is as smart as JJ Redick. Not even close. This is why I like JJ Redick.
When I think about the NBA today, the game is evolving.
Facts. Like I said, I think he could modernize the Lakers.
And it's evolving fast. And one of the things in coaching that I think you have to be is adaptable. You have to be adaptable to your roster. You have to be adaptable in game planning against your opponent. And that's one of the things I really will strive to be.
All right, so I really think his potential is really, really high. It's a high risk first-time coach who is doing podcasts. But his potential is so high because he studies analytics. I've been listening to him the last 2 years. He's been so hard on the Lakers, and I have been too. And he's saying the same things I agree with. So I'm hoping that he could fix these issues and modernize our team, because right now we're still trying to play old school basketball and it's not working. The adapting to your roster, interesting to see. what that means, I think mostly that's talking about Anthony Davis. So my hope is that he's going to build around Anthony Davis. I know he's already been really high on Austin Reeves, and obviously LeBron James and him did a podcast. So I love this from him too, because he knows what it's like to be a coach for the Lakers.
I know what the expectations are. Lakers fans have some of the most passionate fans around the world.
You see that green? You know what he's trying to say.
And the expectation is a championship. And
Yes.
so it's my job,
100%.
it's our staff's job, it's Rob's job, it's all of us to deliver a championship caliber team.
I already know there's going to be people in the comments saying every coach is supposed to say that, but it's important to know that, because your patience level with fans as the Lakers coach or a Lakers player is so damn thin. You have one bad game as a player, they want you traded. You have a bad game as a coach, they want you fired. So he knows the expectations, and I'm hoping that even though we are rebuilding, we know that we got to stay competitive. We have to always have a superstar on our roster, and we are capable of that because we are the greatest franchise in NBA history. Oh, I love this right here, because we know JJ's history with Doc Rivers. He just said Doc was the first coach to tell him as a player that he probably could be or should be a coach at the end of his career. But we know that JJ has been very hard on Doc. Listen to this question.
What you learned from Doc Rivers. What's the most important thing you learned from Doc that's going to help you to make an adjustment into the NBA with no previous head coaching experience?
Basically, he said he's good at motivating people, creating a vision and motivating his players to follow it. But this is just funny
Is creating
to me
a
what
vision.
he said right here.
Communicating a vision and then getting you to buy into that vision day after day. Now, those Clippers teams, we didn't reach our ultimate vision, unfortunately. But that's something that he was always so great at. He's an incredible communicator.
He didn't say much about Doc. He didn't give him too much praise. So that's just funny to me. This reporter does not care.
There was a pursuit of Dan Hurley before, and
Watch JJ's reaction.
just where did things
He didn't like that. Here comes a Dan
stand?
question.
Did you
This is
put
uncomfortable.
the
Uh-oh, here comes the answer.
Yeah, happy to talk more about the entire process at another time today.
By the way, happy birthday to
It's
JJ.
sort of
Redick.
JJ's day, and I will say this: from the start, he was in our plan A pool of coaches that we were really interested in exploring. And
Talking about JJ, right?
I think the most important thing is throughout
knew
the
that.
process, JJ and I had direct and sort of constant communication to keep each other in the loop with what he was going through with his previous job with the NBA Finals. And I was keeping him abreast of the search. And I think sometimes before a partnership is forged, when you can have real, honest conversations before you actually become partners, it solidifies the relationship. And I think looking back to how transparent we were with one another, even in the midst of stuff going on in the media, I think it actually solidified.
He pretty much just said it brought us closer together. All right. He just asked him, why did you not want to be a podcaster? What made you want to be a coach?
I'll answer the question in a second. I want to follow up on something Rob just was talking about, and that's, you know, when the process was going on and we first met in Chicago, you know, I was getting ready to call game one of the NBA Finals when the Dan Hurley news broke, and Rob was quick to call me. We had a great conversation.
Okay.
During that whole 4-day period. Like, at no point was my ego or feelings hurt or.
That's big, because that's all media was talking about, was that the Lakers blindsided JJ. Now JJ don't want to sign with him because they ignored him and just, they communicated about it. It just shows that Lakers Nation, whatever you guys read on Twitter, it's just fake most of the damn time. Just don't believe what you see. This is very interesting to me. I didn't even know this. I guess he had an interview for Toronto last year. I know they were talking about Charlotte at the end of this year. But basically he said.
And so the last year, I spent a lot of time talking to coaches, talking with GMs, picking their brains.
Which is good, because that's what I really was worried about. First time head coach, he needs some help. I thought he was just going into it blindly, but he's been preparing for a couple years now to be a head coach. So I'm happy to hear that. This is what I try to explain to people right here who always say that he's a first-time coach. This is why I'm not worried.
I would argue that I'm very experienced, and it started 22 years ago when I went to Duke, and I got to play for Coach K for
4 years with Coach K. That just makes me feel a lot better, bro.
4 years, spent 15 years as a player. Honestly,
4
the
years in
last
college.
3 years have been invaluable in preparing me for this moment.
Yeah.
Being able to connect to players, talking to them on the podcast, being in
I think that him doing those podcasts for the last 3 years has let him step back and see the game from a different perspective that so many people don't see because they're right in it. And I think sometimes as fans, we see coaches and or GMs, we're like, what the hell are they doing? For example, the damn Bulls trading, Alex Caruso for Josh Giddey straight up, right? I think that being outside looking in, it's easier to see things. And I think when you're inside of things, you might make bad decisions because of that. So I actually think it's ironic, but those podcasting years, the breaks he took was really good for him and it's going to help. Basically, this guy just asked JJ, how does he plan to use LeBron and Anthony Davis? JJ said he already has a vision on how he wants to use them, but it's up to the players to buy in. And that's a big thing with LeBron and everybody on the outside looking in. They always say LeBron, doesn't listen to the coach. He's always the coach. So JJ says he already knows how they want to play. It's about them buying in. He needs to have conversations with them that they're going to be busy because Team USA, but.
And Anthony and I already had a conversation a week ago about some ideas, both offensively and defensively. And I think both of us felt really comfortable going forward with that sort of as the base starting point of.
That is music to my ears. That's beautiful because I trust JJ's vision. Problem is, Bron, Anthony Davis buying into that. And I think that they will trust JJ too.
It's just the idea of him as a hub. There's a bunch of guys at the 5 position in the NBA that sort of operate in that way. And
as a hub,
I don't know
JJ.
that he's been used in that way and sort of maximize all of his abilities. So that's a simple thing with him. With LeBron.
Huh? What does somebody know what that means? What is the center being used as a hub mean? Somebody please let me know what that is because I don't get that. Said as far as LeBron.
Look, you have to certainly get buy-in and talk to him about how he wants to play. Him and I have joked about this, but like he shot over 40% from 3 this year. Like I want him shooting threes. He's going to have his 3 or 4 bursts every game where he gets out in transition
That's
and
facts.
does things that no one at his age should
Got back music and the audio.
ever be able to do, but he does it. It's really just figuring out in the half court, putting him in different spots, both as a scorer and a facilitator. That'll be part of the conversation over the next couple months.
Okay. He said, LeBron, I want you to shoot more. And I got some ideas for you in the half court set. Are you gonna buy in? I like it, JJ. I like this right here. He already just basically said we're good at not fouling, we're good at drawing fouls, good at attacking in the paint, we're good in transition. But
When I think about that with this team, it's like, how do we generate good threes? How do we generate more of that? Defensively, how do we scheme better?
Basically saying, how can we hide our backcourt on defense? This was the biggest issue what we had in the playoffs last year with Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell. When he says, how can we scheme our defense better? He's basically saying, how can we hide D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves on defense so that they could stay in the game and we could still score threes? Because JJ Redick knows best out of anybody the target defenses today's NBA because teams did it to him. So he knows firsthand how to fix that, how to deal with that. And I believe he's already talked to D'Angelo Russell, which makes me even more happy because maybe D'Lo might re-sign now, pick up his player option that, he's going to help him out when it comes to defense so he could stay on the floor because Darvin Ham did not help him out at all. Darvin Ham did not help him out at all. So I'm excited to see that. This is huge because this was what pissed me off the most about our team last year. Not D'Lo's defense, not the inconsistency shooting. The team
was 29th in offensive rebounding.
That We were the worst offensive rebounding team in the league, and we gave up so many
If you look at the trends of the NBA right now, teams that really value possessions are sending guys from the corner. They're not worried about getting
Derek White, Drew Holiday. Like I said, they're not worried about getting back in transition when they shoot. Look at the Boston Celtics, what they did in the NBA Finals. They crashed from the corners. We've seen it in the breakdowns I did.
three guys back. I mean, when I played, you were either a go guy or a get back guy. I think giving players the freedom, especially from the corners, to crash is huge. You can create a margin there.
Bro, I'm telling you, I know a lot of people see it face value because it is so easy to make fun of. This is LeBron's podcast mate. LeBron is just getting him. He's never even coached before. He don't know what he's doing. LeBron's just bringing in a puppet. But dude, JJ has one of the smartest minds in basketball. He knows how the game works better than half of these damn coaches now because he sat back and was able to watch it like us, except even deeper than how we watched it, which is how he got the broadcasting job for the damn NBA Finals in one season. He's going to modernize the LA Lakers. Hear it right now. I'm very excited to hear his answer. Probably not going to give us anything, but they basically just asked Rob, what are you going to do with the first draft picks? Now, the draft picks that we have, are you going to trade them? Who are you going to get in the drafts?
Yeah, I think JJ hit it on the head when he said our goal is to build a team that compete for championships. You know, whether that's in the
That just tells me they might trade it. That just tells me we might trade our first round pick. Already talking about DeJounte Murray. I heard Colin Sexton today.
the short term
But,
or the
you
long
can't
term,
listen
we
to
always
it.
have to balance those two things. And I do think in this system, as I opened, some of the trades are more difficult, especially if you have a second apron team and a first apron team. There's a chance we'll be in the first apron. The trades are less prevalent than they used to be. So will we look for trades that help us become a better team? Absolutely. Are those trades, did they have the same probability that they did under the old system? No, it is.
He just basically said it's harder to trade nowadays, but we're trying to do that. I honestly think that based on what I just heard him say, that we're going to try to trade. We want to stay competitive. We already know LeBron's coming back, let's be honest. So we're trying to help him out. We're going to try to stay competitive. I believe we're going to trade that first pick and maybe get Bronny the second pick. I know LeBron says he don't want him, but I truly believe we're going to draft. Basically, it just sounded like he's going to try to trade, but if he can't get a trade that he likes, we're not going to get finessed. We are building to the draft. And that's exactly what I want to hear because it's exactly what I would do. Ooh, okay. He just asked JJ if he's going to coach the Summer League games and who is he going to bring on his staff. Because if you guys didn't know, head coaches pick the staff.
Bring it on.
No names for you.
Yeah, he said, I'm not giving you an answer you like.
We've certainly discussed the names, but no names for you yet. Yeah. Summer League is certainly on the table. We have talked about this. There's a few factors, and we'll just sort of make the decision at the time. But I'll be heavily involved in Las Vegas.
Okay, because I didn't have a reason to go this year. Last year I had Wemby. But if JJ's coaching, I'm going to go. I was going to go regardless, but it makes it even better. This makes me even more comfortable because, like I said, I was hearing rumors of Rondo. And, you know, he's a smart mind. I know Anthony Davis wants him, but I'm worried. We need some experience around JJ. And this is what Rob had to say.
And, you know, clearly leaning into that experience with the front of the bench coaches and finding hopefully a couple guys that are former head coaches, I think is going to set JJ up for support. And at the end of the day, that's what we're most interested in doing is making.
Thank you. Oh my God. Everything I'm hearing, I'm very excited. I'm actually very excited for the next season. I'm so happy we got JJ. Yeah, we could have got UConn's coach, but I'm not mad, bro. JJ knows the NBA. I trust in JJ. I know it's crazy. I trust in JJ. All right, they asked him the question that we all want to know. Is LeBron a big part of this decision?
We're asking a question about LeBron. He was very supportive of our organization.
Supportive. He said he was very supportive of our organization
in this process. And that's a different word, and I want to be mindful of the word, than involved.
They said he was not involved, but he was supportive. Take that with what you think it means. Let me know what you guys think that means. Yeah, they said LeBron chose not to be heavily involved. Do I believe that? Yeah, I truly believe he didn't get involved, but he's getting involved by being supportive. If that makes he's getting involved because of he's getting involved silently doing the podcast with JJ. He knows what he's doing. LeBron's smart, bro. Let's be honest. That's what I think. What do you guys think? Do you think LeBron was involved in this even though they say he wasn't? Whoa, I was not expecting to hear this.
Anthony Davis, our other captain, chose to be very involved and was very involved. I talked to him throughout the process.
Yeah, it's because he did not like Darvin Ham. I honestly think
and got a lot of help and wisdom from him. And he was very excited for today.
Okay. Anthony Davis wanted JJ. Okay. She just said, JJ, what was LeBron's advice to you during this coaching searching process?
He didn't provide any advice. LeBron and I did not talk about the Lakers job until Thursday afternoon, about 30 minutes after I was offered the job. And that was very intentional on both our parts. I knew I had an understanding that he did not want to be involved in this.
Okay.
And for me, I didn't want to go down the path of hypotheticals.
Yeah, 100%. 100% know what you're talking about.
With someone that I consider a friend and someone that I have a great amount of respect for. So for us, it just came
It happened natural.
down to literally Thursday afternoon.
I like this question. He just said, do you believe that those championship expectations are valid? Basically, he said, do you think that the Lakers can make the championship right now?
To answer the second part first, yes. I think they're reasonable.
Okay, JJ.
I don't look at the current roster as being that far off from a championship caliber team.
Okay.
In terms of managing expectations, I think in life you just got to embrace things.
Yeah.
You know, you just really have to embrace things.
Oh,
you don't run from it.
Yep.
If you need to talk about it, you talk about it.
JJ,
there's not
so inspirational, bro. I don't even care. He's way better than Darvin Ham and Frank Vogel. Those two coaches came in and said, we're going to be defensive minded. We're going to stick to defense. Play hard. Stick to the script. Play hard. This dude is smart, bro. This dude is smart. They were trying to get LeBron James and Anthony Davis to be defensive first players. No. This dude is smart. He is telling you guys. I know you guys are probably laughing that I'm hyping JJ Redick up so much, but I wanted him over anybody else. Over anybody else. He just asked JJ if he's gonna be the first coach to ever have a podcast while he's active.
No, I am for the time being, and hopefully it's a very, very long time. I am excommunicated from the content space, so there would be no podcast.
Yes, that's what we want to hear, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I know I say this a lot. Last year, not so. Maybe I was excited. Bro, I have a really, 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 really good feeling about this. Like tears in my eyes. I have a really good feeling about this, bro. I think this is the start of the future. I know they're already talking about Lakers think that he could be our Pat Riley or Eric Spoelstra. I believe in that. Is that crazy? Bro, if you have not been listening to JJ the last 2 years, I recommend that you catch up on some of his stuff. He is one of the smartest basketball minds I've ever listened to in my life. And he has taught me a lot. And I always continue to try to grow my and then pass it on to you guys. If you guys, and then learn it from you guys. I just love learning more about the game. And JJ has the time, number one, but the passion and desire, number two, to dive deep, deep, deep into analytics and seeing what works. And I believe in today's NBA, you need that. You need to go with the flow. You need to go where the game is going. And this is what JJ is going to do for the Lakers. The only thing I'm afraid of is how is LeBron James going to buy into that? Because LeBron has done something the same way for how long? It's worked for him for the most part throughout his career. Is he going to be willing to adapt? How much does LeBron still want to win? So that's my biggest question. But other than that, I am so damn excited. Bro, I'm just so grateful. I know it sounds like I'm glazing. I am so damn grateful that JJ, because he thinks the same way as me. I understand him, what he's saying. Listen to this. Listen to this and let it sink into your soul. This is beautiful knowledge.
Someone who has a high level of curiosity
Kobe'd always
and
say,
a
be
love
curious.
of learning.
Kobe would say,
I'm not
bro,
going to be perfect.
Oh, man.
I know that, right? The pursuit of perfection, which I've tried my whole life, I've recognized you're never going to get there.
Yep.
So giving myself a little bit of grace is going to be important. I'm not expecting grace from any of you.
Good, because you ain't getting it. And I'm not saying for me, from the fans. Lakers fans don't give any grace. And I hope you know nobody's giving you that, JJ.
I don't expect that. It's fine. No, I really don't. I don't. But giving myself a little bit of that is going to be important. If there's like a specific thing, I mean, it's very simply, what is the feeling going to be like walking out for your first regular season game and sitting there and putting your hand over your heart for the national anthem? What is that feeling going to be like?
Bro, that's going to end the video. I'm going to fast forward, see if I can hear anything else crazy. But I am very, very, very excited and grateful that we got JJ Redick, because I've listened to him and he has not been easy on the Lakers. It's actually, as a Lakers fan, the past 2 years listening to him has been hard, because he goes in on our team, right? For the past 2 years, he's seen a lot of things that he don't like. So now that the fact that I see that he has a desire to coach us shows me he knows how to fix it. In JJ, I trust. Bro, he's talking about Rui. I just can't make this up. I keep getting more excited.
On this team,
listen to what he says about Rui.
I want him shooting more threes.
Shooting more threes, yeah.
So that's a big part of it. I brought
He wants everybody shooting more threes. The Lakers going to be more modern now.
up the offensive rebounding. I think he can really become an elite offensive rebounder as we sort of build out our offensive system and how we're going to play.
Ooh, I like to hear that, because Darvin Ham did not have a damn offensive system.
When we start incorporating movement and cutting, Roy can be an excellent cutter, and part of that is because we're going to manipulate screening angles. He's going to get mismatches, and he can really score at the basket if he has smaller players on him.
Oh man, ooh, I'm excited. Yo.
Part of the engagement farming.
They just said, what are you most excited to dispel about your name? Disprove about how media talks about you. He said, I've been in part of engagement farming, but
industry, it's been really interesting. However, I don't really have a great answer for your question, because I really don't, honestly. I want to coach the Lakers. I want to coach the team. I don't want to dispel anything. I don't.
Good.
I want to become a great coach in the NBA.
Good. That's important, because that's all it's going to be, JJ. Get ready for it. Learn how to deal with that. That's the biggest thing that kills all Lakers coaches. The damn media. Don't listen to the engagement farming. Don't listen to the media, because LA overreacts.
And I want to win championships. And I want my players to maximize their careers. That's all I care about.
Yeah. Talk to him. Talk to him, JJ. That's going to end the video, man. How you guys feeling about JJ Redick? It could be negative. Leave your voice down below in the comments. For me, I'm very, very excited. I think the Lakers are going to be a lot better than we were with Darvin Ham. I think maybe now D'Angelo Russell's going to come back, and maybe we could get some young rookies, maybe even trade the draft pick. Our roster's going to be nice. We're in a great position. Lakers fans, it's no reason to freak out or panic. Trust me. Trust in JJ. This is ZTAY.